Gabriel Gebka in Paris.
In the heart of Paris.
Tell me a little bit about the Paris art scene.
If you think of the art scene as a train, New York would be the first, like the engine. And then Paris is just following now. When in the beginning of the 20th century, Paris was the engine, probably. So now, for instance, in Paris, many people are fond of street art. You know, everyone talks about street art. And when you go to USA, for instance, there is street art, but there are many other things. Paris now is kind of losing its aura and trying to pretend it didn't. You understand what I mean? It's very, very, very bizarre because so many artists came to live in Paris and now it's kind of deserted. It's very hard for artists to live, now in Paris, actually. Maybe, art has become more and more like something that you have to sell. Many companies have started to invest in art and maybe the quality of art just started to decrease a little bit because of that. And it's not only art, so I think the whole society is questioning itself, because you cannot say art is different from the rest. Art is connected with politics, it's connected with economics, it's connected with everything else, It's very strange, that's very bizarre. I think we were just people were just consuming, and also in art business it was the same. And maybe now with what is going on with the ecological catastrophes and now with the coronavirus, maybe things might change because people have to deal with their own self, to take another perspective and look at the world from another perspective. So not at all like what is about the fashion or about what has to be done. I'm just looking at what is going on inside, inside me, but inside others as well. So it's like exploring what is going on inside, not just what is going on outside. And of course, I'm fond of experiences that would take you to another kind of reality. I don't use drugs. That's not what I mean. I think life is much, much, much wider than what we see. Usually when I paint, I don't know what I'm painting at all. Some of them are from very strong dreams that I had. I really had the impressions those dreams were telling me something. So then I had to paint them. And sometimes, what is really strange, is that I painted something and I had no idea about what it could represent or mean. And someone says, oh yeah, you painted this because of this and this and this, and it means that. And I'm like, how can you know that? Like they're guessing what happened in my life, or what, they're guessing that I'm talking about a relationship between what is being a father, what is being a mother, and stuff like that. But if you look at the painting, you cannot see that at all. I'm talking about people who have who know a lot about psychology or about spirituality and stuff like that. And I'm always surprised, You
don't think that your paintings are sort of a psychological exploration?
Yes, probably they can be that, but the word psychological can mean many things, So I like a lot, Jung, Carl Gustav Jung. He's a very good psychologist to me. He was a psychiatrist as well, but because he talks about subconscious, of course, it's from Freud, but about collective subconscious. That's what is important for me. I'm not so interested in what is happening in my mind. I'm interested in what is happening in everybody's mind, There are such images that can be used, different kind of cultures, all over time and space. You know what I mean?
I'm surprised you say that, because your paintings feel very personal. You're exploring something dreamlike.
Yeah, but I don't believe in personal stuff. I think we are all connected somehow. I don't know if you heard of Campbell.
Joseph Campbell?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He talks about all kinds of myths for instance, the idea of the Virgin that you find in Christianism, of a virgin and her son is supposed to be from God. You find this also in the Finnish mythology. You find this in other kind of mythologies, you know. So you think it's only related to one country or one culture, and it's not. Actually, it's like symbols, you know, that you find that you can find somewhere else. Actually, I've always been painting people who are just walking towards the light like this. I didn't really know why, and I dreamt of this many times. People who are walking like this in line and they are reaching something that could take them to another world, like there's a door and they are going to another world. And actually, some years ago, I did, you know, the pilgrimage to Santiago, so which is like, I don't know, maybe 600 miles walking, and it was one of the best experiences in my life, you know. So I had to walk like this, you know, 4 hours a day, every day, and it was like, it was the incarnation of all those dreams, all those paintings that I made, you know. Most of the time, what I paint comes to life later on, or I understand what it means later on. I've been renting galleries in Paris and selling my works with my own network. I've also been in the Florence Biennale. I had quite some events where I could show my works, and I've also had the chance to exhibit in Chicago as well. The most prestigious was the Florence Biennale, because there were people from all over the world. There was very famous artists. It's a good opportunity to meet such artists, you know, and especially to see the differences between countries and cultures, between people from Eastern Europe, French artists, people from America, people from, you know, they are so different. You know, it's like different families, and they're really different. That was really interesting. But the experience I had in Chicago was very strong, because I did art therapy there, because I created a course. And after my lesson, you know, people were just saying thank you. Okay, so I had no idea if it was a good course or not. And maybe 1 month later, a lady sent me a huge email saying, I think your course helped me to heal, because she had a big disease. Is it true or not? I don't know. But, you know, it made me feel happy to imagine that maybe art can cure people. I know it can cure just by creating, because creating, of course, I also worked with people with mental diseases and stuff like that. So, of course, the act of creating helps for sure. But if you drive them to explore what is inside them, actually, it's the process I'm using to create my own paintings. You know, just there's a possibility to explore what is inside you. This can really cure people for at least for some time, I guess. You know, so that's quite rewarding.
You did your Goya painting with Buddha?
Oh yeah, that's right. I've been compared to Goya. Yeah, I really like that. Yeah, because it's like you cannot kill Buddha, you know, it's impossible. He's not afraid of death, because he knows that death doesn't exist. So you can always use your gun and try to scare him. He's just laughing, you know. Okay, kill me. You cannot kill me. In Buddhism, there is a lot of humor. Buddha sometimes is laughing a lot. Jesus doesn't laugh much. Although I really like Christianism too. I like all kind of spiritualities, but problems are only in your mind. So what matters is just the essence. Because I don't know, you know, I don't know where I'm going. And I don't know what I want to reach. It's a journey. Yeah, I'm exploring. It's just an adventure, and that's it. I use a lot of precision now. It's really my new aim is to be as precise as possible. And precise, and also it has to be blurry, because I like mist. I don't know if you notice, I like mist. I like fog. But I also love precision, which is a bit paradoxical. And my plan is to send them to a gallery in Chicago, because I met very nice galleries there, and we had a very nice relationship. So I thought I could go in this direction, professionally speaking, the next step. Did I answer the question?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, Gabriel, thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
and we have a friend in common in Paris, so maybe we'll
Yeah.
all get together.
But what is your project actually? Because Gavin didn't tell me much about it. So
So I do interviews on YouTube
yeah.
with other artists,
Mhm.
and then see, like, so I'm a painter too.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and then where's that one? Stuff like that. It's
Okay.
it's like figurative, and I do a lot of Baroque kind of interiors. It's a way to meet other artists and create a conversation because, we're so
Isolated.
isolated as creators.
Yeah, that's right. It's a very good idea.
Thank
Very
you.
good. Yeah, really. Because it's a very good idea. You're right. We are too self-centered sometimes, and it's good to open up, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to explore other people's artwork and sort of look at their techniques and talk to them about how they sell, and how, their experience with galleries.
Yeah.
So, all right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.